Hey, this is Mariela from the Functional Company. So I want to clear up the calorie counting confusion, because this is a big area of confusion that most people have, because we've been told about this idea of calories in, calories out, right? Like you have to consume less calories than you burn, and that's how you lose weight. But there's definitely more information to know about this, and I just want to say that if you haven't listened to my episode about the role of blood sugar and insulin in the body, this might not make full sense. So I definitely encourage you to go back to that one, listen to that, and then come back. So with the calorie thing, here's the deal, right? We've been told that, okay, you have to just count the number of calories that you eat, and then you have to expend more calories than you consume. So first of all, what is a calorie? Because this is already a point of confusion. A calorie is actually simply a measurement of quantity of energy. Okay, so it's just like an energy unit. And so carbohydrates, proteins, and fats have certain quantity of energy units. So 1 gram of carbohydrates has 4 calories. 1 gram of protein has 4 calories. And 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. So if we just look at it like energy units, then we know that maybe consuming fat is more efficient. You get more bang for your buck in terms of the quantity of energy that you're consuming. So this is, I think one reason why it's kind of been confused. It's like people want to avoid fat because it has more calories. And since they're only thinking with calories, they're like, oh, this has too many calories, I'm just going to avoid fat. And then you lean on the carbohydrates or the protein, and you just clear out the fat. But let me tell you a few more things. The thing with just looking at food as calories is that we're missing two other huge components to health. So if you put these things together, it'll make more sense. The calorie thing has to come after these two other viewpoints. The first one is that a calorie is not equal to a calorie is not equal to a calorie. What do I mean by that? Well, if you get a calorie from like a sugary soda, is that the exact same thing as getting a calorie from broccoli or a calorie from, a really nutritious food? No, because you have to look at the nutritional value of a food before you just look at calories, right? So it's like, you can't just say like, oh, it doesn't matter, as long as I stay under this amount of calories, it doesn't really matter, it's all the same for my body. Absolutely not. Your body requires, all your cells, they require certain vitamins, minerals, everything to repair your organs, etc. We have to focus on what is the nutritional value, what nutrition is in the food before we even start looking at calories. So that's one thing. The second huge missing piece to the whole calorie thing is the blood sugar piece. So remember that insulin is a hormone, the primary hormone that basically will let us know whether or not we're able to access the fatty tissue to burn it for fuel. So if insulin is present in your blood, it's preventing you from burning fat. And so we have to get rid of insulin. We can't just have it present all the time by eating frequently throughout the day or over consuming carbohydrates. Carbohydrates and sugars are the ones that are going to be stimulating insulin the most. So that if you constantly have insulin present, you're actually going to be, you're not going to be able to burn fat, and you're actually going to be storing fat. So you're just kind of like lowering the amount of calories that you're consuming, and you're just like, I don't know why this isn't working, I'm actually gaining weight. But the thing with the calories in, calories out is that when people first start to apply it, they actually do lose weight. I think one of the reasons people lose weight is because they're going on a diet, and when people go on a diet, they're basically eliminating junk food, because no matter what kind of diet you do, junk food is not going to be part of the diet, right? So that's kind of like a very simple reason why people are starting to lose weight at the beginning when they do like a low calorie diet. And on a short term, you can see some results. The thing is that if you don't give your body enough energy units, the body it becomes really smart, and it's saying, oh, this person is actually not feeding me that many energy units. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slow down my metabolism, so I'm not going to burn through this energy as quickly. And so what happens is that it slows down the metabolism, even though you brought your calories down. Now your idea is like, I'm not burning any fat, or I'm not losing weight. So what do you try to do? You bring the calories even lower. And so now what we're doing is actually depriving the body of nutrients and energy, and it's not really the ideal thing, especially because usually when people do this, they're still stimulating insulin, so they're not able to access their fatty tissue for energy. So it's like these things that if you don't put them all together and you're only thinking with the calories in, calories out ideology, then it's not making sense. Because once you lose a little bit of weight, you're very encouraged, you brought down your calories, suddenly you get stuck and you're just like, I don't get it. You bring down your calories even more. Maybe you even start gaining weight and you're just like, I really don't understand. Then you go exercise more. Maybe I need to expend more calories. And you go exercise, now you're just tired because you're not getting enough nutrition. You're not getting like enough energy, and you're expending tons of energy. Your metabolism is slowing down, and we're basically ruining our metabolism by doing that. So remember, the first thing that you have to look for is nutrition. So a cookie is not the same thing as a bowl of broccoli in terms of nutritional value. And if they both have the same amount of calories, like you could get like a low calorie cookie that's like 50 calories. And if you're only looking at calories, you're like, yes, I'm only eating 50 calories, or like a sugary soda, it could say like 100 calories, but it could have like 50 grams of sugar. And you're stimulating insulin throughout the day, you're storing fat, you're not able to access the fatty tissue, and then you just start to gain weight, you feel more tired, over time, and it doesn't work. So that's the main point of confusion. The calorie thing comes after. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have a place. It does. You can use calories, especially if you're trying to tweak. Some people are trying to gain muscle, some people are trying to do certain things with their bodies, So it definitely has a place, but it should be after we look at the nutritional value of something, and after you really control blood sugar and don't stimulate insulin. So once you've got those things under control, now you're like, okay, let me look at my total caloric intake and let me see what's going on, right? Because at some point you can overdo the calories. Like you can, for example, start to control your blood sugar, but then you're like, oh, calories don't count at all, and you just start guzzling tons and tons and tons of energy units. You can begin to store these because your body doesn't need to use them. So remember, it just kind of comes after, but most people don't even need to go into the calorie thing. As long as they're focusing on feeding their body the correct nutrition and controlling their blood sugar, avoiding overstimulating insulin, the body starts to do its job. We can get into different things that we need to do to actually tweak, if those things aren't working, but we got to apply the simple solutions first. And that's what I wanted to go over in this episode. Just wanted to clear up this calorie counting confusion that sometimes is in there crosswise. It's not allowing us to think in terms of how to troubleshoot for weight loss or energy production, just to optimize our body. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Share this information with anyone that you think might be confused about the calorie counting thing. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the flip side.